Guys, okay, let's try this again. All right, let's try it. We deleted the last one. We're back up and running. Guys, today I've been practicing all morning. I know it's early, but I've been practicing all morning what we're going to be talking about today. This is God trying to teach me a little lesson here. What's up, my cool kids? Today on Thriving Thankful Thursday, we're talking about choosing the best and responding with positivity. Guys, I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. You ever feel like saying, you ever feel like you're saying yes to too many good things, but missing out on the best? Yeah. Guys, today on Thriving Thankful Thursday, we're going to be unpacking the last two of Mr. Ziglar's little book of big quotes in his attitude series. And I kid you not, this whole morning has just been all about choosing positivity. But those quotes are going to help us to focus on what truly matters. And the most important part is they're going to teach us how to respond to life with positivity instead of reacting negatively. Anybody been there before? Yeah, guilty, guys. All guilty. Sign me up for that one because I was right there. And it's happening, guys. But today on Thriving Thankful Thursday, guys, we're going to go to the middle of the playground and we're going to talk about exactly how to do just that. And I'll share with you my little episode that happened to me this morning. But guys, hey, welcome, cool kids, all the Fun Life community. Welcome here. It is another awesome and beautiful day on Thriving Thankful Thursday. And we're going to go over these two powerful quotes. And we really are. We're going to learn how to say yes to the best. But in order to do that, we're going to have to say no to the good. And it's easier said than done, guys. And then we're going to talk about the difference between responding positively and reacting negatively to life's challenges. And so Mr. Ziglar's quote says this, right? He says that I've got to say no to the good so I can say yes to the best, guys. And we're fixing to unpack all that. But guys, hey, listen, but seriously, before we go and get into all those details, if you like what you are seeing and hearing here today, guys, hey, simply like it. Simply share it with your friends, with your family. You guys are so awesome. I love it that you guys do that anyway without me having to talk to you guys about it. And if we haven't connected yet, hey, let's connect. JohnnyQuan.com. Go there. You'll find me on all of the different social media platforms. I've been taking a little break from the tiki-taki and the Insta-G, the IGs. This is the Facebook is really my playground. It's where I'm at. But listen, guys, seriously, what is it that you do? What platform are you on? Are you on LinkedIn? Any LinkedIn people out there? Call me. I need to get connected with LinkedIn a little bit better. But in order to unpack what we're going to be talking about today, this morning, this is why I'm on here a little bit later than I normally come on here. We were changing the algorithm, trying to see what was happening, what was going on. If we started at 7:55 versus at 8 o'clock. Then I said, hey, let's start at 8:05. Could give it a little bit. So I told my daughter, hey, no, don't worry about leaving the school early. We got a little bit of time. We're going to play with it. Well, that extra little 5 minutes took me 10 because apparently the school traffic people. And so I had to choose to respond with positivity. Oh, goodness, guys. I could not make this up. But how many times? Seriously, my question. How many times in your walk, in your daily life, have you filled your plate with good things? And they're really, really good things. Only to realize later that you didn't have enough room for the best opportunities. Anybody ever been there before? Yeah, absolutely. Matter of fact, Steve Jobs said it's only by saying no that you can concentrate on the things that are really important. I mean, think about it. He's the creator of the iPhone. And it was Warren Buffett, right? This is another guy I like to read about. He said that the differences between successful people, you ready? And really successful people, because there's a difference, is that the really successful people say no to almost everything. How crazy is that? And so how can you apply this into your life? Hey, I'm glad you asked. That's a really good question. Thank you for asking. So here's the thing. Saying yes to everything often means that you miss out on the best opportunities. So when you say no to the good, you're allowing that space. You're creating that space to be able to say yes to the best. And so I simply want to encourage you guys to evaluate, take an inventory of what's currently filling your time. What good things, and again, you got to be careful with this because good really is a good thing. And so it was Jim Collins that talked about in that book, Good to Great, right? There's so much good going on in your world that a lot of times it's tough to let go of the good and go for the best. And so when you think about it, when you're saying yes to these really good things, it just might be keeping you from being able to get to the best. And so take a moment and reflect on where you are and right now how you can prioritize your items on your calendar to be able to make room for the best stuff. And so the second quote and the last quote to wrap up this series, it says to respond is positive, to react is negative. And so seriously, when we start to look at the differences between reacting and responding, reacting is quick, right? Kind of like that hot potato, right? They toss it at you, you toss it right back. But where in the rule book does it say that we ever had to catch it? I mean, I'm just saying, right? What is it? What's happening? What's going on in today's world that you have to react? And so, yes, absolutely, guys. That's the one thing that you have to make sure that you are not reacting, but that you are responding. Because here's the thing, when you react, it's fueled by emotion, right? And it can lead to regret. Anybody been there? Yeah, right. It almost happened to me this morning. Thinking about the episode, I had to take a deep breath, and we're going to walk you through that methodology on how to do that here in just a second. But responding, on the other hand, is a thoughtful and intentional act. It allows you to handle situations with a clear mind, right? If you've never read the book, Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning, that's a really good book. I'm actually, I'm almost 3 chapters in. But he said that between stimulus and response, there's a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response, here's the powerful quote. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Guys, I'm telling you, this stuff works. This stuff works because I chose to respond this morning. And in doing so, I was able to keep a good attitude. And I didn't ruin my daughter's day because I've done that before. Taking her to school, I popped off and you should have done this, you should have done that. And then she has a bad day. We pick her up from school. She's still having a bad day. And I caused that. And so this morning I had to choose to respond. We were already late. Why make it worse? Because of this traffic, because of the school, because, you know what? Whatever. I don't care. I chose to respond, and it really does. It's like it talks about. It's intentional and thoughtful. We talked about that yesterday about being respectful with people. Stephen Covey, another one of the authors that I love to read about, he said that he quoted in there, "I am not a product of my circumstances. I'm a product of my decisions." Guys, I mean, think about that for a second, right? It's a very simple method to respond rather than to react. Because when you feel a strong emotion, I want you to do something for me. Pause. Pause for just a second. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Release slower than you take it in. Do that about a few times, at least 10. And that'll give you that clear head, that oxygen in your brain. And it's going to give you that moment that you need to choose that stimulus, that space in between response and what happened to you. And that way you can respond positively and not negatively, guys. I'm seriously, that is a big thing. And so I want to ask you guys, I want to ask you to simply reflect on your days. Go back a couple of days. Identify a moment when you could have responded rather than reacted. Anybody had some of those lately? Could you have done something different? Yeah, we all could have. And that's the one thing, guys, is that you have the power. And so how could you have paused and responded differently? And so I want us to aim to respond with thoughtfulness today, with a thankful heart, with a thoughtful heart, and with intentionality. That's a big word. That is a big word. Mr. Ziglar was talking about it in the story that he told in the book. I think it was "See You at the Top." How when you respond, right? When you take medication, you go to the doctor, and the doctor says, "Hey, he's responding to the medication." Versus, he's reacting. There's an allergic reaction, right? And so you have to be careful with those. When you respond, it's intentional and thoughtful, guys. And so thankfully, today on Thriving Thankful Thursday, you now have the ability, and because you watched this. Now, I'm not saying life is going to change from here on out, but I am saying that you have the opportunity to make it better, right? Don't be a product of your circumstances, be a product of your decisions, and begin to make the right choice, boys and girls. It's all about choices. We all have those choices, and we all have those opportunities to make it better today. And so today, guys, to summarize some of the key takeaways for all you cool kids out there, right? Saying no to the good allows us to say yes to the best. And responding to life rather than reacting is going to give us the opportunity to empower us to make those positive decisions. And so today, guys, I wanted to simply thrive and be thankful by focusing on what truly matters and responding with intention to our life, right? Because life doesn't happen to us, it happens for us, guys. Now, tomorrow on Faith Your Fears Friday, here's going to be a cool Faith Your Fears Friday, because we are going to be recapping this entire week. We're going to be putting it into focus on how to actually faith your fears, not just face them. Around every single bin, every corner that you have, you're going to have an opportunity to respond. And so I want to keep the momentum going, right? I want to keep it going. I want to keep it growing. I want to keep encouraging you to be more, do more, and have more in this playground we call life. And Pedro has a little taco joke for us this morning. You ready, Pedro? Pedro. Oh. He said, "Why did the taco refuse to react to the salsa?" Because it didn't want to get too spicy. Anybody had that spicy stuff? We went out to eat a while back to a restaurant, and they the three hot sauce choices that they brought us out, they just weren't spicy enough. And I asked her, I said, "Hey, you got anything a little bit more spicy? Any spicy salsa?" I used to not be spicy salsa. My wife made me spicy salsa, and I loved it. That's another story. But I said, "What do you got?" They go, "Well, there's another salsa that we have in the back, but you have to ask for it by name." I said, "Well, what is that name?" She goes, "We call it El Diablo." I'm like, "Wow, give me some of that El Diablo." Well, that El Diablo came out, and apparently they left the heat in the kitchen. There was no heat in El Diablo. So anyway, guys, today, to summarize this Thriving Thankful Thursday, the mindset, right? The mindset, motivation, and the methodology is simply this. Learn to prioritize and choose the best over the good, and respond thoughtfully rather than react emotionally, guys, because emotions, that's why you got to be careful. That's why we talk about purpose versus passion. Passion is an emotion. It can be fleeting, up and down. It'll steer you the wrong way. But purpose, that's a whole different thing, right? Whether you feel good or not, you have a purpose. The motivation behind this is that successful people, the really successful people, say no to almost everything so that they can say yes to the best opportunity. So today, respond positively to situations that are going to help you grow, that are going to help move you in the direction of your dream. And the methodology behind this is practice. Practice by saying no to good distractions. I know, I get it. It's easy. It's easy to do. But I want you to use a simple breathing technique to respond instead of reacting. And that simple breathing technique is: take a deep breath in, hold it for just a second or two, and then release. Open up a pinhole in your mouth and release like you're trying to blow through a straw, and take 3 to 4 times longer to exhale than you do to inhale. And I want you to do it really, really slowly until you completely exhale all of the air out of your lungs, guys. That's going to be able to help you to get in the clean, the pure, that air that's going to be able to run through your body, that's going to actually get up into your brain. And that's, I love what Gary Brecka says, that disease cannot live in an oxygenated brain. So oxygenate? Pump your brain full of pure oxygen, guys. Hey, listen, this has been your playground guy, Johnny Juan here, Ortiz, here in the Fun Life community. It's all powered by this guy right here, legendary speaker, trainer, motivator, Mr. Zig Ziglar, and his proud son, Tom Ziglar, which is the author of Choose to Win, which just happens to be the program that we start all the cool kids on, the foundational program of Choose to Win that's going to help you to have balanced success in every key area of your lives. Guys, next week, well, tomorrow on Thriving Thankful Thursday, on Faith Your Fears Friday, we're going to wrap this series up. And then the following week, we're going to be talking about encouragement. Guys, if anybody needs encouragement, it's people in today's world. We've got this election coming up. We've got all this other stuff happening. We need some encouragement more today than we ever have needed it before. All right, guys, boys and girls, adios, my friends. Oh, man, I didn't see the comments. Here we go. Lee, what's up, my man? The biggest problem with communication. Oh, yeah, absolutely. We listen to respond. We listen to respond. We need to listen to understand. Yep, we talked about that yesterday, right? Seek first to understand, then to be understood. That's the fifth habit of the 7 habits of highly effective people. And then, hey, Big Mike, yep, or no, Michael Smith. Yes, absolutely. We're going to make it a great day, baby. It's going to be awesome. Let's go out there and have fun. Have fun, guys. Make today the best day of the week. Adios.